Civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson spoke at a business meeting in Sandton today. The Reverend was in the country to attend the funeral of the late Winnie Mandela. Reverend Jackson spoke about how black South Africans should demand a fairer share of the economic activity in the country. He said that political apartheid had been defeated, but the struggle against economic apartheid continues.
I first came in 1979. South Africa was really separated by race. Blacks could not go in and out the country. Had to have passbooks, humiliation. There's no longer separation by race, it's separation now by resources. It's no longer separation by race, separated by resources. Access to capital, industry, technology, and deal flow. Now, the majority of the population must now begin to leverage its strength to open up the private sector. Its strength is its consumer base, about 50 million people, about 40 million black Africans. They must demand their share of automobile dealerships, marketing, advertising, banking, investments, aeronautics, and shipping.
As an anti-apartheid campaigner, Jackson visited South Africa during 1979 and reflected on the life of the late Winnie Mandela.
I was in 1979. I tried to reach her when she was banned at the time. She got a note to me. When I was in 1979, Oliver Tambo was in Zambia and around the world spreading the message about the ANC. And Beck was out the country in school studying. I was in 1979. General McAtee stayed at my home, helped to get me into the country through Tambo. So some were in exile. Others were in prison, Roberts Island. Within the country, most folks were hunkered down under the weight of the system. The voice that stood out was Winnie Mandela's voice. Winnie was the light in darkness. She absorbed the pain. By her stripes, many are healed. On the ball team, those whose uniforms are clean are not on the field of play. They may be in the ground. She was on the field of play. She was banned for over a year. In solitary confinement. She was hounded by the government, much like Dr. King was. We love martyrs. We reject marchers. As a fighter, as a marcher, we rejected her because she disturbed the comfortable. She comforted the disturbed. She was an agitator. Dr. King was an agitator. An agitator in the what? Agitator to shake the dirt out of things. She shook up. She kept shaking up the system.
He was also quizzed about the land question, and this is what he had to say.
Make appropriation respectable. But do it quickly. 90% of the population on 4% of the land. That's not fair. That's not right. They must democratize access to land and land skills, not just land, but farming on the land, farming and poultry and agriculture. So the students now learn to go to college. They must co-own farms, joint venture farm ownership, land development. When you lock people out of it for so long, for the period of slave trade, black Africans were locked out. Apartheid, locked out. Right to vote, still locked out. Now, as we move toward resource, in the resource department, we must now have a fair appropriation of land plan. It must be fair and must be quick.